What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews, exclusively here as always on the Casa D18 Studios channel. I, of course, am your host, the Renegade JJ Williams, and today we're going to be taking a look at 2015's Ant-Man, starring Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Corey Stoll, Bobby Cannavale, Michael Pena, Tip T.I. Harris, David Dastmalchian, Anthony Mackie, Michael Douglas, John Slattery, Haley Atwell, Abby Ryder-Fortson, and Garrett Morris. What's going on, everybody? Thank you for joining me here once again for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews. And like I said during the introduction, today we're going to be taking a look at the smallest Avenger, Ant-Man, and his first solo film from 2015, which introduced him as well as the future Wasp and Hank Pym to the MCU. Let's get right into it here, shall we? Our film opens in 1989 when scientist Hank Pym resigns from S.H.I.E.L.D. after discovering their attempt to replicate his Pym particle, which is a form of shrinking technology. Believing that the technology would be dangerous if it ended up in the wrong hands, Pym vows to hide it for as long as he lives. We then flash forward to the present day, where Pym's estranged daughter, Hope Van Dyne, and former protege, Darren Cross, have forced him out of his very own company, Pym Technologies. Cross is on the cusp of perfecting a shrinking suit of his own called the Yellow Jacket, which horrifies Pym. Upon his release from prison, well-meaning thief Scott Lang moves in with his old cellmate, Louise. Scott goes and visits his daughter, Cassie, on her birthday unannounced, and ends up being chastised by his former wife, Maggie, and her police detective fiancé, Paxton, for not providing child support. Unable to hold down any type of job due to his criminal record, Scott agrees to join Luis's crew and commit a burglary. Lane breaks into a house and cracks its safe, but only finds what he believes to be an old motorcycle suit, which he ends up taking home. After trying the suit on, Lane accidentally shrinks himself to the size of an insect. Terrified by the experience, Scott returns the suit to the house, but is arrested on the way out. Pym, the homeowner, visits Lane in jail and smuggles the suit into his cell to help him break out. We discover that Pym manipulated Lane through an unknowing Louise into stealing the suit as a test. Pym wants Lane to wear the suit and become a new generation of superhero known as the Ant-Man. The mission is to steal the Yellow Jacket from Cross. Since they have been spying on Cross after discovering his intentions, Van Dyne and Pym begin to train Lane to control ants and fight. Now Hope harbors resentment towards her father regarding the death of her mother, Janet. Hank reveals that Janet, then known as the Wasp, disappeared into a subatomic quantum realm while trying to disable a Soviet nuclear missile. Pym warns Scott that if he messes with his suit's regulator, he could suffer a similar fate. Now, as a final test before his mission, Hank and Hope send Scott to steal a device that will aid in their heist from an old storage facility of Howard Stark's. Unfortunately, that storage facility is now part of the new Avengers compound and headquarters, where he encounters and briefly fights the Falcon. Cross is able to perfect the Yellow Jacket and holds an unveiling ceremony at PIM Technologies headquarters. Lane and his crew of Luis, Kurt, the computer wizard, Dave, the getaway driver, and a swarm of flying ants infiltrate the building during the event, sabotage the company's servers, and plant explosives. When Scott attempts to steal the Yellow Jacket, he, along with Hank and Hope, are captured by Cross, who intends to sell both the Yellow Jacket and the Ant-Man suits to Hydra. Lane is able to break free, and he and Hope are able to dispatch most of the Hydra agents, although one is able to flee with a vial of Cross's particles, and Hank Pym is shot. Scott pursues Cross while the explosives detonate, imploding the building as Hank and Hope escape. Cross dons the Yellow Jacket suit and attacks Lane, with a battle ensuing. Scott ends up getting arrested by Paxton while Cross takes Cassie hostage in order to lure Scott into another fight. Lane overrides his regulator and shrinks to a subatomic size in order to penetrate Cross's suit and sabotage it, causing it to shrink uncontrollably, presumably killing Cross in the process. As a result, Lane disappears into the quantum realm, but he's able to manage to reverse the effects and return to the macroscopic world. Out of gratitude for Scott's heroism, Paxton covers for him in order to keep Scott out of prison. In awe that Scott entered and survived the quantum realm, Hank begins to wonder if his wife Janet is still alive in there as well. Our film comes to its end with Scott meeting up with Luis and Kurt as Luis tells Scott that he has received a tip that the Falcon is looking for him. Our mid-credit scene has Hank revealing to Hope a prototype wasp suit that he and his wife had been working on, and he offers it to Hope. And our post-credit scene shows Steve Rogers and Sam Wilson with Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, in their custody, and they discuss how they can't contact Tony, but Sam reveals that he knows somebody that could possibly help them. You know, much like the Guardians of the Galaxy, I did not know that much about Ant-Man going into this film. So a lot of this was very new to me. And I know that there have been multiple Ant-Men. I know Hank Pym was the original and Scott Lang took over, much as they did in the movie here. But I learned so much about Ant-Man after the fact. And I learned so much about, you know, the history and some of the Easter eggs within after the fact. For example, Garrett Morris. Now, to some of the younger viewers out there, that name may not mean much. Garrett Morris was one of the not ready for primetime players on Saturday Night Live during its beginning years, along with John Belushi, Dan Aykroyd, Chevy Chase, Bill Murray, Gilda Radner, etc. There was a scene in one of those early years where they did a superhero party. And John Belushi was the Incredible Hulk. I forget who some of the other characters played. But Garrett Morris portrayed Ant-Man. And it was the very first time Ant-Man had been depicted on TV, movie, media like that. So when they made this film, they threw him in there as an Easter egg, kind of a little tip of the hat, if you will, to the fact that he was the very first person to portray Ant-Man on screens. Another thing that I just recently learned, I know I'm probably butchering these name pronunciations, so I do apologize for that. David Dastmalchian, who plays Kurt, I just recently learned that he worked with Isadora Gorster, who is probably best known for having played Svetlana on Shameless, to help get his accent and dialect down for his character in the film. I thought that was a nice little touch. As granted, I kind of fell out of Shameless around the 9th season, but I watched Shameless for those first 8 years, and the character of Svetlana was one that I really enjoyed her development with. So to kind of see that she helped in this film with the dialect and everything, I thought that was a cool little discovery to make. But Ant-Man, and then we'll get to Ant-Man and the Wasp down the road here a stretch, I just really enjoyed the film, and I didn't really know what to expect going into it, aside from the fact that Paul Rudd is a really funny guy, so I knew that it would be comical, but I didn't get the bigger picture until things started to lay out in his battle with the Falcon and the post-credits scene where Sam says he knows a guy, obviously alluding to his meeting and dealings with the Falcon earlier on in the film. As we know, Ant-Man would come into play during Civil War there and then be around for some of the other stuff that happens throughout the MCU. When it comes to my rating of Ant-Man, I'm going to give it 4 stars out of 5 as an origin story. The only things that I really took issue with was, I get Paxton was supposed to be the new man in Cassie's life, the new man in Maggie's life, having taken over and replaced Scott. I don't feel that he needed to be as douchey as he was, though. I feel like he could have dialed it down just a notch or two. And Darren Cross, he just came off as kind of like a whiny baby at some points. Like, he was decent enough as a villain, but the whole, oh, you never trusted me to reveal your secrets to me, kind of came off sounding like Kylo Ren. And y'all remember how I didn't really care for Kylo Ren, especially in The Force Awakens. So those are the only things I really dial it down for. 4 out of 5 stars for me when it comes to Ant-Man. What do you guys think out there? If you're tuning in, watching the premiere, tell me, leaving your thoughts and comments over here. If you're watching on demand, let me know, leaving your thoughts and comments down here. But whatever you do, when you get out there on social media, let's try to get those hashtags trending. Hashtag Casa D18 Studios, hashtag Renegades Reviews, hashtag Renegade Returns, and of course, the ever popular hashtag Shenanigans. We interrupt this episode of Renegades Reviews for an important announcement about
merchandising.
Merchandising? What's that?
Merchandising. Come, I'll show you. Merchandising, where the real money's made.
Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the t-shirts you see here from the West Coast professor, Jeff Meacham himself. You can get shirts for the Jeff Meacham Network, Talk Wrestling, as well as the red and gold Meachamania shirts. And while you're there, don't forget to get your shirts of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood, the Dads on Wrestling shirt, the Renegade JJ Williams, Statboy Sports Bar, and the hashtag StatBoyApproved shirt. Make sure you go over to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network and score your shirts today. Make sure you guys get out there. Do what that commercial just told you. Go to teespring.com/stores/Jeff Meacham Network for all the official merchandise of the Casa D18 Studios Brotherhood. Get you your Renegade J.J. Williams shirt, Dad's Not Always on Wrestling, Statboy Sports Bar, hashtag Statboy Approved, hashtag Shenanigans. Get you your official merchandise of the Jeff Meacham Network, 3 different designs of the Jeff Meacham Network logo for you to choose from, along with Meachamania, Talk Wrestling, so much more. It's summertime. Go to the Teespring store, get you a tank top. You can choose from the Renegade J.J. Williams or Meachamania. Either one of them would be the perfect accessory to wear to those pool parties, barbecues, beach bonfires, those hot summer days, and those hotter summer nights. Get out there, show your love and support. While you're showing your love and support, do what that ticker tells you. Do you enjoy my content? Do you enjoy my daily videos? Go to that PayPal link, send me a couple buck donation. Keep in mind, guys, I'm not monetized right now. So the only way I'm going to make a few bucks is if you out there go to the link at the bottom of the screen, send me a couple dollars. Don't want to send cash? That's cool. Go to the Linktree link that scrolls across the bottom of the screen. Click on my link for my Amazon movie wish list. Constantly updating it. Go there, pick out a film, order it. When it arrives, I open it up live on Renegade Recap, give you guys a shout out and a thank you. And then when I factor it into my monthly viewings and I can fit it into a theme, I'll give you guys another shout out and show you guys the same amount of love and support that you guys show to me. Make sure you guys tune in tomorrow, right back here on the Casa D18 Studios channel for another brand new installment of Renegades Reviews when I discuss the 3rd chapter in the Captain America story, Captain America Civil War, starring Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., Scarlett Johansson, Sebastian Stan, Anthony Mackie, Don Cheadle, Jeremy Renner, Chadwick Boseman, Paul Bettany, Elizabeth Olsen, Paul Rudd, Emily Van Camp, Tom Holland, Frank Grillo, William Hurt, Daniel Bruhl, John Slattery, Martin Freeman, Marissa Tomei, and John Kanai. You're not going to want to miss out tomorrow, right here on the Casa D18 Studios channel, right here on Renegades Reviews, when we discuss Captain America Civil War and the debuts to the MCU of T'Challa, the Black Panther, and Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Make sure you guys tune in for that. To all my loyal fans and viewers out there tuning in today, watching the premiere, leaving your thoughts and comments over here, thank you very much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys. All my loyal fans and viewers out there tuning in a little bit later in the day, leaving your thoughts and comments down here. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you guys. I appreciate all the love and support that I get from my viewers, my fans out there on a daily basis. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.